Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster.
Also, was ich sagen wollte, falls wir hier nochmal in so eine Albtraumversion kommen, wette ich, diese Tiere werden angreifen. Vor allen Dingen dieses Viech da. Aber ich hoffe es einfach nicht. Ach, komm.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me,
wait here.
It's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Ich habe schon das Gefühl, dass es schon wieder dunkel wird, worauf ich nicht so viel Lust habe.
You're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you...
Sorry, was verspreche ich jetzt?
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Mal sehen, was ich hier noch abgreifen kann. Ich höre schon wieder diese Drecksraben. Okay, hier kann man nichts machen. Und ich weiß immer noch nicht, was man mit diesen Thermoskannen machen kann. Batterien. Das ist auch schon wieder ein schlechtes Zeichen. Das heißt, es wird wieder in Kämpfen enden. So, ich würde gerne die Tür zuerst probieren. Okay. Dann, ich kann auch wieder sprinten. Licht an natürlich. Grill. Dann, schauen wir mal, ne?
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Ah, Manuskriptseiten.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Tja, ja. Gut, schauen wir mal. Ich kann das Auto nehmen.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented.
Schade.
It wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Das weiß man jetzt auch nicht richtig. Diese Raben fliegen auch über mir, das ist auch nicht so ganz angenehm. Wow! Alter Falter. Das war erschreckend. Junge. Da ist irgendwas. Radio.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan,
Ich dachte,
really.
ich
Just
hätte
taking the
das
atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do
Man
much
kriegt
more
echt
than that, you know.
Verfolgungswahn. Hallo.
Tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Ich habe jetzt schon wieder richtig Schiss. Also Atmosphäre, wissen ja auf jeden Fall, wie man die kreiert. Boah, ja, es war so klar, ne? Ich wusste es einfach. Boah, was ist hier los? Nein, 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 nein. Oh ne, jetzt kommt wieder diese Schwärze, diese Dunkelheit, die mich verfolgt. Das sage ich euch jetzt schon. Oh nee. Ich hab was gehört. Ich hab was gehört. Oh Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott. Leck mich doch. Ja. Geht weg. Warum ist das da runtergefallen? Okay, kurz durchatmen und die Seite.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page."
Oh Gott. Ich wusste, dass da noch was passieren würde in diesem Visitor Center.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty, damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me!
Ja, ich bin mal gleich.
Help! Help me! Can you hear me? Anyone! Please help! Hello? Back here! I'm back here! Hey!
Das Teil ist noch da.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Ja, ich glaube, dann ist es
Whatever
zu
did
spät.
this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Okay, jetzt habe ich einen Schlüssel. Oh Gott. Ich glaube gar nicht, wie ich jetzt gerade hier, ne, im Sterben bin.
Shh. Good boy.
Uff, dann machen wir es mal. Wenn jetzt schon wieder hier so ein Bosskampf kommt, dann
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
ja, wir lesen mal schnell.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Naja, Max ist ja da, was natürlich ein schwacher Trost ist. Ne, hallo, hallo. Nix. Gott. Guter Gott im Himmel. Na, ich bin nicht gläubig, aber gerade. Ne? Hab ich eigentlich noch... Nein, ich habe meine Shotgun wieder verloren. Ja!
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Oh Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.